week of January 23rd, 2024. My name is Brielle.
And I am Ella. Welcome back to our local DSN.
In U.S. news, on January 8th, a rocket built by Astrobotic Technology launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida. This was the first U.S. lander to go into space in more than 50 years. But not long after the launch, the mission was abandoned. Astrobotic hoped to be the first private business to land on the moon, but hours after launch, it reported a fuel leak in the lander. This made landing on the moon impossible.
In world news, archaeologists in China have unearthed what they believe is an ancient celestial calendar. The 23 rectangular wooden pieces were found inside a 2,200-year-old tomb in China's Wulang district. They are etched with Chinese characters connected to an astronomical calendar known as Tiang'an Dizi.
In local news, Buckeye Days are this weekend, starting with the cattle drive Saturday morning. There will be free Wild West show, rodeos, and food trucks throughout the weekend. Now let's go to William and Jace with This Week in History.
This Week in History. My name is William.
And I am Jace. This Week in History, in 1957, machines at the Wham-O Toy Company rolled out the first batch of their aerodynamic plastic discs, now known to millions of fans all over the world as Frisbees.
2006, Pixar, the company that brought the world the blockbuster hits Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles, was sold to Walt Disney Company after their longtime distributor for a staggering $7.4 billion.
In 1908, the Boy Scouts movement began with the publication of the first installment in Robert Baden-Powell's Scouting for Boys.
And in 1924, the first Winter Olympics took off in the French Alps. Spectators were thrilled by the ski and jump bobsled, as well as 12 other events involving a total of 6 sports.
See you next time
on This Week in History.
Now let's go over to Alan and Raymond with sports.
Sports. My name's Alan.
And I'm Raymond. In football news, the second round of the playoffs was this past weekend. The conference champions will be held this weekend. The winners going to the Super Bowl in February.
The Phoenix Suns were home last night against the Chicago Bulls. Tonight they are in Texas to take on the Dallas Mavericks.
In hockey news, the Coyotes played the Pittsburgh Penguins last night. Tomorrow they will be in Florida challenging the Panthers. That's all for today.
See you next time on Sports News.
Now let's go over to Mr. Morales and Mrs. Balos with a weekly update.
Hello, Desert Sunset, and welcome back to another fabulous week. We had an amazing time last week with our Watchdog desserts. We had a ton of dads come out, and we had an amazing night at the PTO Spaghetti and Bingo. The spaghetti was pretty good.
That's what I heard.
Yep. And we have some fun things coming up this week.
So one of the first things that I'm going to be talking about is the Great Kindness Week Challenge. So teachers, if you guys are doing any types of projects, anything to spread kindness throughout the week, make sure you guys take pictures of that and send it over to the office. We want to see the really cool things that you guys have going on. Remember, guys, continue spreading kindness. That's very important.
Absolutely. And on Friday, it is our Citizens of the Month dessert. So teachers, please submit those names to the office. And if you are one of our Citizens of the Month, you will have dessert with me and lunch with me on Friday.
Perfect. Now, another thing, guys, is jokes. We need jokes.
Yes.
So if you have a joke and you want to share it with us so we can show it in the announcements, please go ahead and tell your teacher. And please, teachers, make sure that you email those over to Ms. Dirksen.
Yep. And those are all of our announcements this week. So have an amazing day, Desert Sunset.
Thank you, Mr. Morales and Mrs. Balos. Now let's go over to Caitlin and Maya with entertainment news.
Welcome to Entertainment News. I'm Caitlin.
And I am Maya.
If you have Paramount Plus, see the movie The Tiger's Apprentice releases February 2nd. Tom Lee, a Chinese-American boy who discovers that he is part of a long lineage of magical protectors known as guardians.
Author Ray Chi has a new book coming up this month. That perfect combination of humorous and heartfelt Alterations is the story of a family caught in between cultures and generations.
That's all for this week.
See you next time on Entertainment News.
Now let's go over to Wyatt with Science Time.
Welcome to Science Time. My name is Wyatt. Cooperation against social groups is thought to be central to human societies. Bonobos, a chimpanzee species, live in social groups where members may not be close to relatives. They also tend to be tolerant of outsiders. It's not unusual for them to groom and share food with members outside groups. During many of the meetups, researchers saw lots of cooperation. This may give us some insights on how humans evolved. See you next week with more Science Time.
Now over to Mr. Morales with the Counseling Corner.
Hey guys, welcome back to Counseling Corner. My name is Mr. Morales. This month we are focusing on Mental Wellness Month. Last week we were focusing on sleeping 8 to 10 hours a night. This week I want you guys to focus on exercising. So there are a few things you can do to take some regular exercise throughout the day. Number 1, you guys can ride your bike. 2, if you play a sport, make sure we're playing sports after school. 3, maybe take a walk around your neighborhood. And the last one that I have for you guys is running around the playground during recess, playing tag. Just make sure that you're always staying active. So remember, staying active is important, and especially getting exercise every day. Have a great week, Desert Sunset.
Now let's go over to Mackenzie and Kayla with Fun Fact Trivia.
Fun Fact Trivia. My name is Mackenzie.
And I'm Kayla. Did you know that January 23rd is National Handwriting Day?
This day encourages us to put pen to paper and write out our thoughts.
Your question for today is true or false. Is one type of handwriting better than another?
True or false?
You have 10 seconds to make a decision. If you said false, you're correct.
Both cursive and printed letters offer a variety of benefits. Both strengthen fine motor skills. We each have our own style, which makes us unique.
How to observe this day: start a journal, write a letter to a friend, write a short story or poem. Do you take a calligraphy class or write a to-do list?
See you next time
on Fun Fact Trivia.
Now over to Lorena with the word of the week.
Welcome to Word of the Week. My name's Lorena. This week's word is growth. Growth is a noun and it means the act or process or a manner of growing. Development, gradual increase. That's how it can be used in a sentence. On my Galileo test, I showed growth in math. See you next time on Word of the Week. That is all for this week's episode of DSN.
See you next week.